well, the person that I have to check in.
Oh,
One
you're in a
minute.
tournament. Sweet. Oh, this ICFC.
Yeah, yeah, it's ICFC literally right now.
Sick. Sick.
So I'm just checking.
All right. Do you know who your opponent is?
Juso,
Do you know who they play?
Rosie, no,
Rosie.
Josie. Rosie.
Rosie
Yeah,
O'Donnell. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Rosie.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
what do you know about Josie?
I got absolutely destroyed by Josie. Like I want to say 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
As for what exactly, I can't completely remember. I think it was just getting kind of hit by. Yeah, I didn't know really.
You're good. We should hop in the lab real quick then, if you have the time. Because have they
Okay,
checked
yeah,
in yet? Have
yeah.
they checked in yet?
Seems so, but I'll wait for the message.
Yeah. Yeah. Every competitive advantage available. Feel me?
Yeah, of course, of course. Where is she? Yeah. Oh, they're typing in the chat, so we might last long.
That's good. That's good. We can do a couple things real quick. So,
Sure.
so you were getting counter hit. A few key strings or key situations from Josie. The two main things that happen is she does down forward 4, and you look at her stance after you do that. See how she's like right hand forward? That's called her switch
Right.
stance. This is her primary stance. So, switch stance hits down forward 4 and then 1.
Then
As,
one.
yeah, as quickly as possible. Okay,
Oh
so
yeah, that.
record that. Record that. Yeah. Okay. So, try to jab interrupt it after the down forward 4. Yeah. So it won't work, right? And you'll get counter hit killed.
Yeah.
So that is the basis of a lot of her game. So you'll see them do that kick, and then it's immediately rock paper scissors time.
Right. Okay.
So that kick initiates the rock paper scissors. We should have our guest prepared before or like and in anticipation of the kick, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, she's gonna do switch stands. I'm probably gonna duck, right? Like she wants to counter hit me.
Mm.
All right. How does Josie beat that? She has a couple mids. She has lows at different timings, and she can go into crouch dash after. So,
Right.
what it boils down basically to is: are you going to duck the counter hit, or are you going to interrupt her? Right. But
Right. Okay.
interruption carries the risk of the regular moves hitting. So if you record down forward 4 and 3, 3, sorry.
That was nice.
Yeah, that will counter hit launch you also.
Yeah. Oh, if I was to like have a slower move.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think if you try to down forward 1 it, it'll get counter interrupted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's like plus 11 and then it's a 20 frame move or something. So I didn't even think you could jab it. Honestly, can you try jabbing it again?
See.
Okay, you can jab it. That's weird. Plus 11 into. I guess the frames are maybe a little weird. Anyway, so you can
Maybe
jab
I
it.
delayed it myself. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. Try doing it and mashing it. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Oh, you can jab it.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll check the frame data on that. But basically, as you can see, jabbing loses to the high, interrupts can beat the low, and then if she goes into stance, you're guessing like a secondary guess. You can sidewalk left those, but it's kind of hard without practice. So
Right.
just knowing that, honestly, it's enough sometimes to just look to duck the one and block the rest, because Josie wants. A lot of Josies want to just hit that counter hit high. So
I do not see this lobby. Hold on, I'm messaging them. Shit, I'll just make a lobby myself. Might be easier. Wait, that's basically a search, right? Right, there we go. Yeah, sounds good. Sidestep left if I can,
Walk.
but
So you walk left
walk.
specifically if she does that down forward 4 and transitions into a crouch dash.
Okay,
That's
okay.
specifically the situation.
Right, I see. Right. Yuzo's coming shortly. In fact, probably best for me to get a drink now, so give me a sec.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, okay.
I mean, you
No
can
drink for me then.
just tell no just tell him you got to get a drink.
So, that is a good point. Right, one sec.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, there we go. I'm back. Let's go.
Okay, nice. She did the cancel there, so into the crouch dash. There's these again.
That's minus 12, yeah.
Oh no, it's while standing 1-2 also. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. If you anticipate a crouch dash, you can up forward 1 her, but
Up for one.
again, you're running the risk of that switch high. So nice. Nice.
Out the wall.
Mm-hmm. Try controlling with more down forward 1 and 2-2. Okay, she did jab interrupt. Oh, okay, nice. That sucks.
Ah, damn. Try to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, little top with not knowing the matchup too well.
Yeah, Josie is a kind of a run over character. Mm-hmm. What else can be helpful? Yeah, so if you poke a 2-2 down forward 1, you saw that she went for the jab interrupt, but also kind of standing 3 for like a far range thing. So keep doing that 2-2 and like down forward 1 and stuff. Up forward 1
Yeah.
attempts are good, but if you do it too much, it won't be scary. So
Yeah.
mix that up with forward 1 plus 2 and down back 3.
Mm.
And like yeah, down back 3 pretty good, down 2 is pretty good, but yeah, Josie can launch
Yeah, I
both of
do
those.
need
So
some of those, yeah.
yeah, the idea is just get her annoyed and thinking about something else so that the up forward 1 can hit.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. That's good. Nice. Nice low parry. Stuff.
Yeah.
Add in a bit more down back 3 in the neutral, and you're doing pretty good, honestly.
Mm. It's
Damn,
tough.
GG's, yeah.
Yeah,
A Josie who
GG's.
knows all their flow charts and stuff is gonna be tough. We can watch the
Mm.
replay while you wait for the next match.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want us to leave. They don't want to go in.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. Go ahead, check out the replay. Um, as these situations become a bit more familiar, it'll become easier to know when you have to guess and when you have not. But you saw like she would do a punch or a kick or something, and it would transition into that crouch dash, and then she would.
Yeah.
So uh so the mix up between those is that she's either gonna do a string, and that's unsafe, or she does a cancel into the stance. So then she did down forward 4 into thing, and then there she does a string into the crouch dash, and then there's a mid. There she does down forward 4 1, the thing we just checked out.
Yeah.
So now it's a bit more on your radar, and then it'll become easier to play against the more you see.
It's annoying because I think the last time I played up against a Josie was when I played Juso like two,
Yeah,
3 weeks
yeah.
ago.
So there you hit the 2-2. She hit the forward 4 counter hit. Forward 4 is kind of like our forward 1+2. Like it functions very similarly. So she has that
Right.
advancing counter hit, save mid, homing. Yeah, so these 2-2s are catching her. You did a couple of that. You did that a couple times. The 2-2 into the full crouch mix. That's not a bad idea. Um, especially like doing the mid, there's very little risk, and Josie can kind of launch the stuff. But after that -9 is pushed back, or after that -9 situation, you saw she hit the counter hit like full crouch low, right, and got a mini combo.
Yeah.
So if you choose to do full crouch down forward 1, it's better to assess whether they're coming into you before you decide to do something, because you are technically at such a big disadvantage. There, what she
Mm.
did is she did the crouch dash, but she immediately canceled it into the while standing 4. So it's like her idea of a safe option. Um, yeah, it's another one of those like just block situations. There's like a mini crouch dash there. That was a good low parry.
Yeah. Why do I have recommended techniques on?
Okay, so in that situation, yeah, so her rage drive adds that instant timing mid to her switch stance, which is really annoying, or out of her crouch dash, I believe. So
Right, right.
it becomes an extra layer to guess.
Mm.
Again, by default against Josie, as long as you're like this, Josie was stacking a lot of her damage from the crouch dash, like power low, right?
Mm.
Um, that's a walk left, or you have to call it out with like a low parry. You were doing
Right,
it pretty well game 1. A few ducks, missed punishes, but a few ducks were good.
right, right. Yeah, I'll just need to go to the lab with Josie, really.
Yeah,
Have a look at some of the punishes that she has. Well, punishes, some of the shrinks that she has.
yeah,
Uh, well, I guess I'm chilling in the meanwhile, so I'll just do a ranked match, because why not?
yeah. Good idea.
Get match. Oh, it's I can wait for that one now. Would you look at that?
Mhm. How much do you know about Jack?
Stipe walk left block. Kill him. He might do down forward two, down forward one to stop me walking, but
Sorry, which way?
generally,
Did we do? Was it? It was us that talked about that, right?
yeah.
Okay, cool, cool, perfect. You can actually down forward to that.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. Let me double check that before I get you killed.
Go. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, that move? Have you been hit by that before?
No.
So at max range it's a low, but at mid range it's a mid. So at super far
Interesting.
ranges, sometimes you just duck, especially after like the rage drive. Like Jack's love doing that.
Right.
Okay, charging low is really annoying.
Need to roll. Oh,
So that hug is to catch sidestepping. Right, or sidewalking. That's what he used that for. Go ahead. Yeah, rematch.
yeah, yeah.
So sometimes if the Jack isn't doing like the fast mix-ups, we want to take initiative with our offense. So our 2-2 stops a lot of his attempts to do things, and then the uh down forward 1 again, down back 3, things like that.
All right. I was down forward one. That's tough.
Nice. Oh, you can launch that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that trade is super obnoxious. Nice. Yeah, debug. This matchup is really active, so like you're going to have to make a lot of reads and guesses really frequently. And that doesn't necessarily mean doing a button or like an action, but like being really confident in choosing to duck or choosing to stand guard.
Right.
Oh shit. The fuck? Nice. Okay, so he's mashing on wake up. One step while standing one. Debug. That's a throw that you have to duck. It's really weird.
A throw that you okay.
Yeah, it's weird. Legacy stuff Jack has. It's kind of gimmicky.
Oh, that's launch.
Yeah. Good try. Good try. That's fine. It's better to do it too slow than doing the wrong thing.
Mm.
All right. So at this point, he's doing a super slow startup power low, right? That knocks down.
Yeah.
We have a couple counters to that. Block on a read, but again, you're opening up to a mid. But if we know he's doing a long charge up low, we can just counter hit him with a mid. It doesn't have to be a launcher. Just stuffing him with a down forward 1 or forward 1 plus 2.
Right, right. Launch. Need to launch back.
Okay. Yeah. Take initiative with your pokes. See how he responds to that. Like, does he start mashing? Does he start looking for something else? You can see that you kind of hesitate and he does a power low. So what happens if our offense just keeps going? Good shit.
I was expecting to blow there myself.
Unblockable
This
trap.
feels good.
This dude is
Yeah.
super gimmicky. So against a high gimmick person, you have to go ahead rematch. Against a high gimmick player, you have to use your offense as a context for them to respond. Right? So if you try and kind of, well, you don't have to, but in general, if you try to play like super defensively and you don't have the knowledge to kind of back that up, what usually ends up happening is they have all these advantageous like situational awareness and like timing changes and things that you just haven't seen before. So you can like tank all these losses and use it as data, which is fine. Or if you want to beat him, you got to like run your offense, right? Like run your 2-2, see when he responds, like literally like just non-stop buttons and see how he responds to that. That's how I would do it like in a tournament. Right? Is like, what if you did this? How does he respond? Does he eventually crack and start doing like backdash launcher? Like how does he literally like, you want to use your hitbox advantage to completely control him. You want to mash out of frame and see how he responds to that. It's like, but if you kind of stick to your default, he has a mode of being that abuses that. So it's useful to fight him on your terms and see where that
Right.
goes. See where that goes. He's charging low over and over. You have to get up and just duck. Yeah, like how does he beat? Oh, that was beautiful. Let's go. Nice block. Yeah, his lows are super safe. Like how does he beat running 1+2?
Yeah, that's fair. Gotta stay on the ground, see what happens. Okay, maybe I should have stayed on the ground a little bit longer, but
No, no, that's fine. Like you know that he's really looking for that. Like how, like he's tried to end super rounds, a bunch of rounds with that.
mm.
So well, now we have like a bit more intel. Yeah.
This dude seems to have lost, so I'm just waiting to see if he's around. A little bit late.
Block and then you can launch it.
I was
Oh,
already pressing 2-2.
oh
That's
I
tough.
got you. I got you. I thought you didn't press anything. I didn't see. Oh, you're still okay.
I didn't see it either. That's why I was like, "Ooh, maybe it was a little." Like I got him, but nah. 1+2, isn't it? Yeah.
Unblockable. So he's trying to get you to hesitate at the wall, right? Like he's doing the charge low, he's doing the charge mid. You just gotta up forward one him or some shit. Yeah. Up forward one, yeah, as you saw, can trade with down back one. So like, I need you to hit more buttons. I know that sounds really silly, but I need you to hit more buttons. Not as a consistent strategy to beat him, but just to open your, expand your mind to what he can do and what you can do. Like, how does he respond to that? He didn't even punish it. He just did down back one, you know? Yeah. Like, how does he respond to that? He's doing nothing because he doesn't know how to beat it, and then you counter hit him because you try to do a launch. That's good. This is a good thing.
This will be the last one since my opponent seems to be ready.
Yeah.
Oh, you sent me a friend request. Cool. Yeah, I'll just accept that. Arts with a throw a lot of the time.
Yeah, and that's the 2 break.
Yep.
Okay, so he is not launch punishing. He has his own idea of his offense, and he's already doing it.
Yeah.
Which gives you a bit of leeway to play around with your offense if you're trying to like squeeze out the win, right?
Right.
Yeah. So because he's passive and not swinging, 2-2-4-2 is actually weaker.
Yeah.
2-2-4-2 is a weaker response to somebody who is not pressing. Instead, we the course of action we take is we treat 2-2 as like a plus frame move because he's doing nothing after, and then you do things like down back 3, down 2, things like that. Anyways, okay,
Right.
so Hwoarang player, what's your Hwoarang familiarity like?
Versed a like red rank Hwoarang that I used to play a bunch, so I kind of know some of it.
Okay.
But
So my advice usually, if you're like semi familiar, is like in neutral, Hwoarang will approach with 1-2 into flamingo stance.
oh wait, why did I do that? Oh, my bad.
You can just tell him, yeah. 1-2 into flamingo stance, or run up down 3-4, right? Or run up skyrocket. So each of those are countered slightly differently, but basically you always have the range advantage. And Hwoarang will use advancing what like run up 1-2 as a way of like intercepting your attempt to keep him out. The counter to that is like hard. You can like just hold forward.
Yeah, this one did.
The counter attack is a hold forward, and then the counter attack to that to the 1-2 advance is specifically you can duck and launch it, or you can try to keep out with up forward 1. But that one's pretty hard because it's so fast. But basically, those are the main things in neutral. And then when he starts his offense, you do like down 4-3, or he will like do down 4-3, right? And then his right leg will be up, right flamingo stance.
Yeah.
If he can do an attack right away, which will frame trap you, or he can switch stances and put his left foot up. If he does that, you can up forward 1 him and blow him up. So it's a guess between am I gonna just choose to block, or like since you probably don't know like the proper movement, so it's a guess whether you're gonna be blocking or not, or whether you're going to choose to interrupt, and it depends on what he's doing. And then aside from that, yeah, use your sword as like range control. Use your up forward 1. Like it's really hard for Hwoarang to get around those buttons. And forward
Right.
1+2 is really good.
Okay. Let's see what will happen. Enough.
He did down through forward to instant mid, so we know blocking is the answer for now. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's fine.
as soon as I hit that 2-2, I'm like, oh no, that's not connecting.
That's okay. That's a decent idea for what we're trying to accomplish here. Yep. So he did the 1-2 approach. So when you guys like break away and then like he dashes in, you want to try to up forward 1 like in anticipation of him dashing in. It's hard to whiff punish. So
Right.
nice, good try. Cool. Okay. Yeah, you want to keep backing up because Hwoarang getting in is hard. Okay, hell sweep.
Back to the low.
Another thing is you're like waking up and ducking a lot. So like stand blocking when you wake up is good.
Okay.
Okay, he did a stance switch there. Stance switch. Then he did mid. Nice.
Ah, damn.
Okay, I like that. Even though it didn't counter hit. If you spam in that mid, you want to do a micro step to in either direction. But yeah, again, kind of a preparation thing. Oh, okay, nice.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's okay. His move was safe anyways.
Oh, it's okay. Like, okay.
Yeah, it's a high. You have to duck it. So find the up forward 1 if you can there in that situation. It gets scary, but if he's stance switching like that, that's the way to go.
Right.
All good? Okay, so
Yeah.
what I'm finding in our study so far is we are approaching a point where like the matchup knowledge gap is becoming the primary bottleneck.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So luckily we have a big enough sample size, I think, that like studying Jack and Hwoarang will be efficient things to do, but definitely start to there's like miss punishes are going to be part of it, but also being able to run your offense is going to be kind of important. So let me share my screen Um,
Oh,
real quick. So there's a few points of growth that we can look for here. Okay. So for 1 point, we need to be able to identify what things are hitting us and causing the damage, and then what the counters are to those. But that's one thing. But the first thing I want to talk about is kind of offensive variation, and like depth, right? So a
right.
lot of your offense, which isn't a bad thing, is kind of this into that, or this into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then looking for up forward ones and the things like that. But there's a lot Noctis has to offer offensively that lead into his other things. So for example, down back 3 is good for multiple reasons. Like if you look at the damage of down back 2, that's 20, right?
Yeah.
2 down back 3s is 26. So on this really good low, which gets out of high attacks, right? So like somebody coming in on you like this, they just auto lose to this move. That's part of the reason it's so good. So this 2 of these gives you a down back 2 in value. Same thing with this. This is 17. It's only 4 damage less. So it's actually really fine. So even though it doesn't look like a lot, this low is actually really important. Same thing here. Like you hitting one of these is 25, sure. But say you get like a down forward 4-2 on confirm, that's 29, right? Or a back 2 by itself. So building stuff around your full crouch down forward 2 isn't bad. However, this mid reduces too much tension in the game, is my the best way I can think of saying it right now. Like you do this and now they're kind of away. You don't have the frames to really do anything without dying. And certain characters can just initiate their offense now, right?
Right.
Whereas 2-2 has the mix up of am I going to finish it or not? That leads me to my next point. A lot of the times, like I think you're like wanting to get damage after a certain point, so you'll do the 2-2 forward 2. But the 2-2 forward 2 isn't the goal, it's the deterrent, right?
Mm-hmm.
You use this as a reminder to them, like, hey, chill, right? Like they're like a good player by default won't press into it, although you're in EU, so maybe they will. But as we saw against that Jack didn't know what to do, right? So how did that Jack play? The Jack just blocked until you were going to stop automatically, and then he just started doing his own thing. We can copy that, right? So when you were doing a bunch of blocking and the Jack was kind of doing his own thing, eventually he would just do like long charge up moves, right? Pull up the Jack. So Jack would do things like oops. Right. How do you do that? Okay. Right. Things like that. Like look how long that takes. You know?
Right.
So obviously it's about finding the window, but that's why I was saying just hit buttons and try, because like you want to see where things are successful outside of your kind of your default. So like he has the faster moves like this stuff and like, you know, this um like these are really fast, right? But against all of those, so you saw how I got counter hit by like when I tried to jab him, right?
Yeah.
That's because I sat still, waited, and then I'm, oh shit, I should do something, and then I lost. It's more like anticipating that it's gonna come and then hitting him, right?
Right.
That's one thing. And then against these fast pokes and things like that, if you don't know the movement, first of all, like that's something you can like try to like lab out. But also, if you don't know the movement, this goes under highs, and this is the fastest move you have, right?
Right.
So if we look back at the matches, if you look back at the matches, you'll see a lot of not only freezing, but freezing and then like as it to me when I watched the screen, it looked like to me like, oh thank God he's finally done. Now I can do what I want to do. Instead, it should be I have something to do that will kill him for doing what he's trying to do, right?
Right.
And that's the big thing. Like, if imagine you were playing against the Jack and you did this, right? Like, yes, blocking it is important, and that's like definitely something to learn to do. You can actually punish that. That's cool. But anyways, like, yes, blocking it's really important too. But at a certain point, if the dude is just ducking in your face, just hop kick him, hit him.
Yeah.
There's an element of like aggression, I think, that is important. Even the most defensive players in the world will blow you up for doing the same thing over and over again. And it's not just with their defensive option. It's often with a keep out is a defensive tool. It's not just a way to get damage. It's a way to tell your opponent certain options aren't allowed, right?
Yeah.
Like, if your gameplay is just this, how does Jack beat that? The only way Jack can beat this is he has to just block and then try to use the -1 to interrupt. Right? Like, if I'm -1 to do that, I'll get hit. Or he'll try to sidestep right down forward too. So we need a way to kill them. Imagine if he were let you do whatever you wanted to do. How would we kill him? And yes, this can be a good answer. This mix-up is powerful and effective. But the strongest Noctis tools are the counter hit up forward 1. This move, I didn't see a lot of. This move is really good. It really shuts down like almost everything. And you can do it from so far and not be afraid of whiffing. We need more of that. And then another move that I didn't see that I would like to see is the running 1+2. Because most people just don't have the fortitude to deal with that. Right, you have running 1+2. If you do forward 1+2 after, it's a true frame trap. They can't even rage art if you're fast enough.
Yeah.
Shit's good. Anyways, that covers, I think, the offensive stuff. Now I want to talk about some Hwoarang stuff. This is good to cover. So
yeah.
If you rewatch the VOD, you'll see some of these moves I start to do. So check that out for sure. But I'll just show you it directly now instead of in the situation. So
yeah.
Hwoarang starts his offense in a few ways. This is one of them. That's kind of the big one. Oh, sorry. I have an application open. That's why the frames are so bad.
Nice.
Okay. So he does like a lot of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. The counter to that, say that I do an offensive move right after, is just because he can't block in his stance. So that shit's really good.
Right.
So against Hwoarang, if we were to just backdash, he can't really hit us except by running in head first and then doing a low, or running in and then doing skyrocket, which I probably can't do on pad. Oh, like that, yeah. So Hwoarang has trouble getting in. Some of them will do this as an effort to just put you in a block situation and then have a bit of initiative. Little sidestep left. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I tapped it. Yeah, it's linear both ways. So,
right.
Another situation that was kind of killing you was this, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't do that. He did that, right? So let's look at this situation. So I'm gonna try mashing up forward 1. Does not work. Jab. Okay, jab works. Cool. But the ideal one is that sidestep right, sidestep left or right. The guideline most people use is step towards Hwoarang's chest, but again, I would try and see what is killing you more often.
Right.
This is another situation that was kind of being run a lot. This is the stance switch I was talking about. Up forward 1 will counter hit anything. He did this, right? This is designed to catch you trying to move or do anything or press, right? But it's a high, so it's also, you can block the first 2 and react to the third one, or like do a fuzzy and then react to it whiffing.
Yeah,
that's good. What else do we got? Hwoarang is a lot of shit, but a lot of it will boil down to, yeah, like some quick movement, like a micro step to evade and like destroy him. After, oh, sorry, but I should clarify that after down 3-4 hits, you can't really move. So that low makes his stances scary. The flip side is, since that's what he has to do to make it scary, you now know that if he's trying to get damage a bunch, he's probably going to come in and try and hit that or do some desperation move. And if someone down 3-4 over and over again is not in his favor. You saw how much damage he got off of this poke?
Yeah.
How much damage do I get off of one correct read? With the wall. That's crazy. So, yes, it is. Every time he's doing something, he's killing himself. We just have to know how to punish it.
Yeah.
This is a cheeky way to get in a stance. He'll do this low and then have his right leg up, right flamingo. That's really cheeky because it's so fast. I believe the answers should still be the same though. I don't know if you can backdash that here actually. Oh, you can. Yeah, so if he's not doing this specifically, the down 3-4, you can backdash most answers. Oh Jesus, what? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 2, 4. As soon as a Hwoarang shows you they're willing to do backlash, we respect it, but not out of respect. It's more like he's given us an opportunity to kill him. Right. So what it will be is you like run up and then you try to react, and it's a fast punish, but you have a lot of time. So you need his like it's the moment his foot passes your head. But this is a skill to practice for sure. It's like run up to him, pretend you're gonna do offense, and then like 2-2, you know, like kind of jab down forward 1, and then be ready to duck it. Since everybody watches K-Wiz, they'll probably do it a lot. But it's on paper not that good because of that weakness. So if you can't launch it either, don't sweat it because it is kind of fast. Just get your punish on it so that, and don't die to it. It's kind of the big one.
Yeah.
Let's see. What other stuff was coming out? Yeah, you'll see a lot of that, and then right. So a lot of this. I should make a video on this, but basically what you should do is when you run into a Hwoarang, remember, like, write down the sequences he used so that when you get to practice it, you can see what flowchart or sequence he's using. Because Hwoarang has so many, and every Hwoarang player is kind of different. So you want to see how they string their offense together and how you can abuse it. But the key decision points are when this happens, you have to guess. And usually it's in your favor to just make him risk the low over and over again. Not that one. Make him risk that. Because his safest option he can do gets him out of stance and counter hit launches. So if I jab, I get launched. And he will prefer this because it is so because you can't block in flamingo stance. A Hwoarang player who doesn't want to keep doing offense wants to just get out of the stance. That's why that move is so good. So we can abuse that by just stand blocking 90% of the time, right? And then if the Hwoarang shows that they're gonna go like this one, I think the first interaction or something, he did the down forward 4, and then once he saw you were hesitating, he started doing like he did the hell sweep, right? So it becomes a mind game on that. And again, if you can just low parry the down 3-4 in the first place, if you can like up your awareness to see when he's going for that, then you ignore the mix up altogether, and he is in a new situation. And that's honestly Noctis's strength, like because we look at the ranges here. Hwoarang can't down 3-4 from here, right? Hwoarang can't hit with 1-2 from here, like this range, and Hwoarang can't hit what else is his main offensive tool? He can hit Skyrocket, I think, but that's a bit of a slower move. Can I just make him do it? Dude, there's so many fucking moves. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make him do it from this range, right? So at this range, most things miss, right? He has to dash in to hit it. Dashing in is really slow, well, relative to our 13 frames, right?
Yeah.
So we have a few options. At this range, you can 2-2 and it will hit. But as you saw, if it's too far, he can backdash with punish it, right?
Yeah.
So we want to dance in this range where our 2 can hit, but he can't hit us. Because he'll either try to rush his way in, brute force with 1-2. And if we're standing at this range, we can react and like duck, right? We can also just keep out. So when you're backdashing, it's not just about generating whiffs right away. It's about holding that space where your moves will hit, but his won't, right?
Right.
And that creates really nasty situations for them to play into over and over again. That's kind of basic neutral anyways, but like Noctis excels at it because his range is just ridiculous. So yeah, that's kind of a key move to look for is that 1-2. That's how Hwoarangs will get in if you're like just running away. Unless they're good. What else? Then you're probably wondering how to get damage on him as well. As you saw that this is like a pretty viable like aggression trap for people kind of running in. This is again where effective tools like down 3 happen because not only does it go under the backlash, but power crushes can't block lows, right? So down 3 is super good for that. You have the basic whiff punish, and again, like if you just are standing at this range, it auto whiffs. So he's counting on you coming in, and if you just don't give it to him, then he dies.
Right.
So Noctis is not passive or defensive because he's only looking for whiffs. It's partially because he thrives on this range where the opponent wants to do something. And the best way to convince somebody to do something, like they won't get hit, is to do nothing. So that's why you'll see a lot of like Noctis players kind of stand here and do nothing. And the reason I encouraged a lot of offense was because in a situation where you don't know what moves you're trying to counter or what tools are coming at you, the best offense, the best way to beat an opponent is to hit them and see how they deal with that. And then kind of like that Jack, use your situational knowledge advantage to punish, right?
Right.
So if I'm playing against somebody and they don't know that, 2-2's -9, for example, and they just let me rock it, you could do like dumb shit like 2-2 demo man. Or like you could do like 2-2 and then you were doing full crouch, but full crouch is to introduce like a secondary mix-up timing, right? But in this case, the dude doesn't know what they're blocking. So they're just waiting for a turn to hit you. Thinking about the Jack, right? So when you do, or the Josie even. In both of those cases, if you crouch, that just shows them, oh, there's a point of vulnerability. So instead, you want to take an immediate timing mix-up. You want to do this, down back 3, and then they're thinking, oh my god, I keep taking a mix-up after 2-2, maybe I should just interrupt him. And then this shit hits, right? But if you're delaying your offensive timing right after with like a duck or a full crouch, they just see a window where they can hit you. And so that creates a vulnerability that doesn't have to be there. That makes sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, offensively, you will do things like this against turtles, like people who are really sitting still. But those dudes weren't exactly turtling, they just didn't know. Or they were just waiting for you to chill out and do something dumb so that they could go back to their offense. So in this case, they knew that if they just waited and you did the full crouch mid, they could just take their initiative back, right? Because once you're -9, there's not a lot you can do, even with the pushback. Let's see. There was the Jack, there was the Josie, there was the Hwoarang. Let me cover some of the Josie situations. So
Oh, yeah, sure.
it's worth going in and seeing what moves can Josie cancel out of, especially since you keep seeing me to fight this Juso dude every time.
Yeah.
So, I'll do it out of down forward 4, but she has a few other things I'll show too.
Alright.
Oops. Bruh. How do you do the crouch dash? Oh, it's forward. Okay. This shit. That shit kept hitting.
Yeah.
Let me see what this is. Also, the frame data lies. This isn't 20 frames. It's like 22. It's really weird.
Oh, great. We love Tekken.
Yeah. So if you step left like that, walk left like that, it beats the crouch dash. Same with this. See that? So part of the battle here is also seeing when he goes into stance. So he was doing it off of like how do you cancel this? Oh, here we go. This. So you can look at his replay and see his inputs, but I'll just tell you that one is down forward 1, slide 2, crouch dash, which is hold forward. Same thing, same counter. You can also just hit him. What? You cannot just up forward 1 that, I guess, my bad. Yeah. Said down forward 1. Or if you're really ballsy, just do that. But yeah, the movement option seems to be what you might prefer. So you just, what the fuck? That's crazy. Yeah, so you gotta walk and kind of commit. This dude would try to cover some of that too with like a instant, yeah, like this. Same weakness, but I didn't punish that properly. There we go. Josie has some others like what's the move? Down 3+4? No, down forward 3. Here we go. So yeah, this is the default. It has this extension, and then if she cancels it into forward, she can do that instead. Unsafe. Right. So yeah, usually the extension is unsafe, especially if it's mid. Oh my god. Yep. What else we got? So yeah, the moves that I'm doing are down forward 3, down forward 3 2 forward gives you the crouch dash. Down forward 1, again down forward 1 2 forward, and then down forward 4 forward. And then this Josie didn't do it, but this move is fucking obnoxious.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason it's obnoxious is because you counter down forward 4 with step right, I believe. So like that. Jesus. You counter down forward 4 with step right, but this tracks that. So you have to counter guess. So if I try to step right, I'll get hit. What? Noxus is cheap. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's usually what happens.
Okay.
Or I might have it backwards. Okay, no, it tracks left. And then this one is supposed to be step. What is happening, bro? I'll jab to stabilize it. Yeah, that is step right. Okay, I'm right about that. Okay. Yo, it's like double tracking. That move is crazy. Yeah, it's because of the stupid low. So this move's so dumb.
That's wild.
Yeah, so you could do like a sidestep low parry if you don't have a good read, right? But yeah, it's nasty. It's a stupid move. So okay, for Noctis specifically, it looks like you can sometimes get around it to the right. But anyways, yeah. So you're putting a guessing situation in neutral. You're putting in a guessing situation in the stance. The stance for completeness has this wall bounce. It has this. You saw him cancel it into while standing 4. Oh, out of crouch dash 2, she has like this that elbow. So that's like that functions as like a delay timing because like sometimes they'll do like a delay like that. And then doing this covers that timing as well. So part of the guessing game. Sidestep left beats it all, right? So keep doing that. Oh, she has this. 3 2 or 3 cancel, this, which is what she was doing also. So against Josie, you have to look for these cancels and either have the walk left ready. Again, it's going to be a rock, paper, scissors style. So you're going to see this and you're going to be like, I already know what I'm going to choose. Yeah, she can do that too. Josie's dumb. Josie's like, one of us is going to die. We'll see who.
Yeah.
This move is really good. So like a solid Josie player will probably default more to like this. Because like that's like Noctis's move.
Mm.
And then that's complemented by this. Her 1-2 recovers really fast. And so you saw like the dude also did stuff like this to interrupt. Being able to duck 1-2-4 because she's forced to go into stance. It's kind of like the Hwoarang situation, right?
Mm.
That becomes a strong neutral option for her. So being able to duck that's what Knee does. He'll duck that and then launch. Because she's stuck in stance and can't block. So yes, quick summary. Josie's neutral is going to be a lot of this. Just 1-2, a lot of this. Down 4, standing 3 sometimes, just because it's so far. And then down 4/4 to initiator mix, and 1+4 to initiator mix. Other options include these half strings into crouch dash. That's standing 3, 2 forward, down forward 3-2 forward, down forward 1-2 forward. There's probably more. Yeah, this move is kind of nasty. It's really far. She has another move that's ridiculous. Let me check real quick. It's a wall bounce off of 2 kicks, and it's like hit confirmable.
Mm.
Oh, it's this one. It's like fully hit confirmable. I can't remember at what point it's fully confirmed. It might be the kick. Let me see. It's off the knee, okay. So if the knee hits, or I think if it's counter hit on the first thing. Yeah. So if any of these counter hit, then it's fully guaranteed, I think. Okay, no. Second hit on. So you can do the first 2 hits, and then they can just counter hit or confirm into the wall bounce, which is ridiculous. So again, counters, it's high, mid, high. Wow, that's really good. What the fuck? You just kind of have to block. You're not gonna do anything.
Yeah,
It's kind of a blocking.
Chill, yeah.
Like there's the high after, but again, you're playing into like mental frames and stuff, so I don't think it's worth it. Oh, and then you kept getting up on wake up, and then she would do this, and it would counter hit. So this is launch punishable, but she's mixing up that full crouch down forward 4 with this, especially at the wall, because this wall splats. So Josie ducking at the wall again. We're guessing that's safe, but that's -15, so it's rip the punish right away. So yeah, in terms of like homework or like things you can work on, I would say it's going to be twofold. Start to get familiar with the characters that are beating you. Partially, you could do that with watching your matches with them and really going in and just writing down what moves are hitting you or mentally noting them, and then seeing them in practice mode at least twice, and then seeing how to counter them. You don't have to like nail the punish perfectly in practice for the sake of streamlining your time, but at least see them. Get your brain familiar with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me write that down. Moves that are killing you. Go into practice to see them punish once or twice for the sake of time. If you don't already use it, Hippopotamus has all the frame data and unique properties that the game doesn't tell you. And then last thing is we need to develop different ways of attacking. Right? So like not just 2-2 full crouch mix, 2-2 down back 3, 2-2 into another 2-2, 2-2 into demo man, stuff like that. Give them more problems. What else? We got down back 3 in neutral, down back 3 keep out, 4-4 1+2 in and out of frame. So what I mean by that is like at minus or at plus,
Right. Yeah.
right? So like being both disrespectful and respectful with it, right? Like checking them versus and being like disrespectful. Both are important. Um, let's see. Down forward 1 extension threats. Down forward 4 extension threats. One little fun mini game with Noctis is, like this move is duckable, right? Down forward 4-2.
Yeah.
But if the opponent is fuzzy ducking to try and beat it, can't tell them to duck. Oh, I'll just show it, I guess. So if I do this and then they duck like that, you see how they'll stand up right away, right? So what happens is because they're standing up right away, they're open to a down 2. This is something like a lot of OG Tekken players love doing. Is like they'll do a string that makes you want to duck, and then they'll actually hit you with the low after they stopped doing the string.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, OG players love that shit. So it creates a mind game though. It creates a problem where the down forward 4 now makes them want to duck, which gives you frame advantage. Because say they do duck and then they want to like swing back, now your up forward 1 is in frame, right? So that's one option. So experiment with that. Down forward 1 serves a similar function because both can be ducked. But usually what I'm doing with down forward 1 is I'm either getting the poke damage or I'm inducing them to act in a different way. So maybe they'll try to sidestep the next down forward 1. Maybe they'll try to duck the 4. Maybe they'll try to finally take their turn back and then run into this shit, right? So lots of things you can do off down forward 1 is really important, but the main thing I really enjoy out of down forward 1 is that it just stops the opponent from attacking me. It has so much range and coverage and goes under so many jabs, and it's fast. So you stop an opponent's offense and only put yourself at -1. So this is kind of like a really strong, like, I don't have the read for up forward 1, but I want you to stop what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you counter hit confirm it, obviously the reward is huge, especially at a wall. So against like those Jack players and those Hwoarang players, these moves, like characters who can start their offense rolling, this down forward 1 is so powerful. For the opponent to beat it, they have to not only have a read on your timing, they have to be ready to sidestep right and launch it. Yeah. And if you're just doing down forward 1s like defensively, trying to just stop them, it can work really well. Same thing with jab. Like if somebody's really just pissing you off and going in all the time, sometimes standing still can just be the enemy because you're taking mix-up after mix-up. But a jab or 2 or just down forward 1 to stop the mix-up can be enough. Like against that Jack, like jabs and down forward 1s would have been super effective because all his stuff was super slow startup, right? And then when he did go into like these high evading moves where he would like do a charge up while crouching or something, the down forward 1 handles that.
Right.
So in neutral, I would say use range advantage to catch them coming in. Use down forward 1 and jabs when overwhelmed by mix-ups. 2-2 forward 2 as a jump scare. It's like the analogy. Have I given you the jump scare analogy before?
Not before.
So in a horror movie, the jump scare isn't scary if it comes every 2 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Counter hit launchers are kind of the same way. So 2-2 forward 2 you want as a jump scare. Don't overshow it or it loses its value. Right? That's the power of 2-2 forward 2. And then up for 1 and forward 1 plus 2 when they try to either outpace down forward 1 from far away or are just playing dumb and out of frame.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that covers most of what I wanted to talk about. Do you have any extra questions while we're here?
None that I can think of at least off the top of my head. So no, it's been super appreciated.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah, sorry the tournament didn't go ideally, but I think we got some good data.
I
and
mean,
stuff like that.
I've entered now. I think 5 CFCs. I don't think I've won a single game.
Yeah,
So
EU ICFC was also really hard for me in particular because they have these really sophisticated offense plans that are designed to fuck you up unless you have the defense. So it's like the initial wall is very high, but after that it'll be kind of nice, I think. So
yeah, I mean, like like how kind of like how I said in my first session, it's like definitely it's just character knowledge and going into the lab and just because that's essentially what's just fucking me up. Like
Yeah.
90% of matches is just
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know what the fuck is going on. He's just mixing me up. I try and press buttons, it just seems to be wrong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I
it
can
just
always go through them too as we continue to do sessions, or if you're noticing like is there an efficient way I can do this in a general way, feel free to ask those questions too, so I can like try and help you not only self teach but also like just get like different ways of like compartmentalizing everything. Like that'll probably be super
yeah,
useful.
definitely super appreciate it. I mean, what I'm at least what I'm planning to do, at least in terms of like trying to remember like sidestepping. Actually, do you know like the app Anki?
Anki, yeah, yeah, yeah. My girlfriend used that for med school.
Yeah. So like, I'll probably be using that, just kind of
Good idea. That's a
like
good idea.
general sort of like where to sidestep, what moves kind of to punish. Obviously, you can't do too much with it, but it's still like useful regardless. So,
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a
um,
good idea. That's a really good idea to do. I've started going through and color coding my stuff so that like I think like
mm,
pink is sidestep left and blue is sidestep right or something.
right.
This is just random shit like that. I think that could be helpful.
No, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
But cheers, bro. I appreciate the time. I'll send you the VOD as usual. I
Mm.
might not get it up right away because I have to run, but yeah,
Yeah, no
cheers.
worries. Take your time, honestly. Yeah, no
Yeah,
worries. Do appreciate the help as always.
as always, yeah. DM any questions. Thanks, man.
All right, no worries. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.